Good morning and welcome to Thursday, March 19th, 2020. And today's devotion is titled Unreasonable Persecution. And now we're going to take a step back to the Old Testament. We're going to go way back to the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 19. And it reads, "Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake, and commanded that they should heat the furnace, 7 times more than it wont to be heated." This story is one of the most familiar of all Bible stories. We start teaching kids about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the firing furnace early on in Christian education. It is also one of the clearest examples of persecution we see. The three friends were clearly targeted for no other reason than the practice of their faith. There are some things worth pondering about the story that we have to pull from history to truly appreciate, though. First, the three Hebrew children were actually practicing and living their faith. Day in and day out, they lived by the tenets of their faith in God. They were not cultural believers, proclaiming faith one day a week for a few hours. They lived it as a way of life, and everyone knew it. People would have instantly known of their faith, and they were above reproach in it. Secondly, the friends were good citizens of their country and the place in which they now lived. The friends were above reproach in the conduct of their lives, just as regular people. Not everything is persecution. If we are living fake Christian lives, and we are not living as good members of the society we live in, things may happen to us that is not persecution. If we are behaving badly, we might just be getting what we have coming to us. And our final thought is, it is important that each one lives a life that is an example to those around us. This is more or less a follow-up to yesterday's devotion where we were talking about we need to be walking and living examples for Christ. People need to be able to look at us and see the way we walk and talk and act and our whole demeanor and personality. That should be an image of God. They should see God. They should see Jesus Christ through us based on our actions. Now, good times are going to come to us. Those are great. Those are fun, enjoyable. But bad times are also going to come. And that begs the question, why do bad things happen to good people? That's an age-old question that so many people struggle with. Even Christians have struggled with it. I've seen pastors that have struggled to explain that to people. Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, we've talked about this again within the last week's worth of devotions. But it's kind of like when you join the military. The military boot camp is not a fun place to be. It's not a resort. It's not a country club. It's not a place of relaxation. You've given yourself to the government. You've given the government and the military the right to do whatever they want to do with you, and you have no say-so in the matter. And as a thank you for that offer, what do? They beat you down to your core. Boot camp is not to be fun. It is to be a miserable, painful existence. It really is. And the more painful and more miserable they can make you, the more they cut down to your core. But what does that do? It strengthens you. It brings out a personality that they're looking for as a soldier. They're trained to build you back up from that low level, that low state, to build you back up in the image of a good soldier. Now, without boot camp, they cannot just take anybody in off the streets and give them a rifle and say, now go fight and do a good job. They may not do a good job because they've not properly been trained. They've not learned how to struggle. They've not learned how to overcome trials. The first bullet that passes over their head in combat, an untrained soldier may run for cover and not know how to react. But a good soldier has prepared for that. A good soldier has gone through the battle in boot camp. And they've learned that they can overcome things. They can face adversity head on and come out clean on the other side. Even though at that time it was not fun. They get through it, and at the end, they're better off for it. They're stronger, they're wiser, they're more appreciative of what they have. But to gain that appreciation, to gain that strength, to gain that wisdom and knowledge, you have to have experience. And unfortunately, bad experiences is what really, truly teaches you about life. So when you face trials in life, when God allows bad things to happen to you, what is he doing? Is he punishing you? Not necessarily. Now, if you are acting wrong and doing wrong against God, then yes, punishment may be in order, and God will punish. But it may just be because he loves you so much, and he knows your true potential. But the only way for you to reach that level of potential is for him to make you face adversity so you can learn how to climb out of that ditch that you're in. That you can learn from experience the knowledge and wisdom it takes to get out of that rut that you might find yourself in. And when you do get out of it, you're going to so much more appreciate life on the good side. But if you don't experience the bad times, you may not appreciate the good times as much. So when God allows you to suffer persecution, be thankful that he's with you there and that you are part of his plan. And in the end, it'll all work out. If you truly love God, the ultimate ending, the ultimate result of whatever you're dealing with, that ultimate result is good. And that's where we want to be at the end. Doesn't matter what we're dealing with in the present. The past is long gone. We don't care about that anymore. We may not be happy in the present, but we need to focus on the end. We need to focus on the future. We need to focus on that victory that Christians have in the end. And that's where you'll be if you maintain your course. Stay the course. Stay on track. Keep your faith. And you'll come out clean on the backside, I promise you. So, with that, I hope it's been an encouragement, especially with all the things that are going around in society right now, both politically and the medical scares and what's going on at all the stores. If you're trying to find necessities, it's tough. It's a struggle. But then 20 years from now, you'll look back and say, I've learned that I can face those adversities and survive. I can face those adversities and be better off for it. So be thankful that the Lord is with us in these rough times, because ultimately it works out for our good. So with that, I'll let you all go. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you, and we'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.